Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me for today's video, which I'm really excited about because today we're going to take it back to, I think it's like 8 years ago, maybe 2006 or so, maybe even 2005. I really don't know. But we're going to take it back to the very first eyeshadow palette that I ever owned. My very first full-sized eyeshadow palette. My mother purchased it for me because I couldn't afford to buy makeup back then. It was my very first time to go into Ulta, and my mom had taken me, and I remember seeing this palette and just being like, oh, it's so pretty, but it was like $48 or $49, and there was no way. There was just no way I was gonna buy that. I just couldn't afford it at all. Couldn't even dream of affording it at that time. But my mom saw how excited I was when I saw it, and she bought it for me. So the palette that I'm talking about is the Naked 3. And this is not that same palette. Okay, that was years ago. This is a new version of it. Well, I say new. I've had this in my collection for 2 years now, and I still haven't used it. So today we're gonna open it up and check it out because, believe it or not, I have never really played with this palette. I know this is like a cult classic and it's like old news. Whoa. I know that this is a cult classic and it's old news to everybody else, but I never really got to even check the palette out because when I first bought it, I hard panned it right away. I had no idea what I was doing. I ruined my shadows and I basically couldn't get any pigment out of the palette. So it sat there and I had no eyeshadow. And I didn't have the heart to tell my mother that I had destroyed the palette that she had bought for me. And I didn't understand why I got hard pan until fast forward like 7 years later. I finally understood now why I got a hard pan. And that was because back then I used to go in to do my makeup right after putting on my under makeup moisturizer. I didn't realize that you needed to let everything soak in and kind of, you know, dry up a little bit, especially when we're talking about eyeshadows. And that was, you know, at a time when I was not using eye base yet in my life. So yeah, when I saw this go on sale, pretty sure I picked this up for $26, somewhere in there. It was half price. So I think I got this for about $26 because the price has now gone up to over $50. But yeah, I paid, there went the brush. I was trying to hold it and I didn't. I'm a hot mess. Okay. I'm really glad that the Urban Decay Naked palettes still come with the brush because if you're going to buy somebody a gift, you want the palette to include a brush because you don't know if they have a brush or not, you know, and it just makes for a complete gift. Kind of like when you buy a child a toy present and it needs batteries, like give the child the batteries too. You know, because what's he going to do without the batteries? Anyway, I digress. Okay, so today I am really excited to check out this palette. As someone who knows how to play with eyeshadows now, I'm really excited to check out the palette and form my actual first impressions of this palette. First impressions. Even though this was my first palette years ago, I never got to even create a look. I didn't even know how to create a look. Honestly, at that time, all I was trying to do was stick it one and done in my crease. But even that, I ruined the palette and I never got to even enjoy it that way. So I don't even know, like when people talk about the Naked 3 palette, to me, it's just a blank. And I just remember owning it. It was pretty. And then I ruined it and it sat in my cabinet until I threw it out a long time later. So today I am really excited to give it a go. I want to create a look. I've already got my base makeup on for the day. If you're curious what I'm using, I will link my recent Shop My Stash up here in the eye down below in the description box. Check that out so you can see the selection of products that I'm working off of. If you're curious what base products I'm using today, I will have that listed down below in the description box as well as the Shop My Stash where I selected these products. So let's move on now. I do want to start by priming my eyes because I've never tried this palette with eye base. So let's see how that works. It is a super gloomy, rainy day. It's going to be raining all week, so I apologize for the shadows everywhere. It's going to be a bad lighting week, I think, for me here in my quote-unquote studio. And if you hear the sound of rain in the background, I am sorry. I don't have the capabilities to like muffle that out or silence out the background or anything like that. My editing equipment is bare minimum, so work with me here, okay? I'm doing my best here. Okay. I'm just glad it's not freezing rain like they were telling us to anticipate. We thought it was going to be like ice rain, which could mean blackouts because it drops power lines down, like it you know, weighs down the power lines and then you lose power when they bust or whatever. Anyway, okay, so my eye base is on. I'm just going to create a simple, pretty look. I truly have no idea what I'm going to go for, but yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, I'm going to start off with this Singe Beauty brush right here. This is from the new extension line. I hope you can see that number. And I'm going to start off with that one. Let me face it the right way so you can see the names. Okay, I'm starting with this matte right here in the crease. Have given my eye base probably a few too many seconds to set itself, but here we go. Ooh, that's a beautiful color. Oh my God. And it is a lot more pigmented than I expected. That's that shade right there. I mean, I guess it does look right. It's beautiful. Oh my God. Wow. That is so smooth and easy to blend, just like I remember the Naked palettes being. This is why these palettes are so popular still to this day. I know a lot of people in the beauty community trash these palettes, but they're top sellers for a reason, okay? It's because they're good. I would say that that is beautiful pigment for a Naked palette, being the mid-tone shade to start off. I'm quite impressed. I cannot lie. Okay, I just wiped off my E27 brush and I want to take this next deeper matte. There's a satin in between those two, but I'm going to go into this one here, the next deeper matte. Is it a matte? It's a satin. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to use that one anyway. It's a satin. What shade is this? Fuck, I wish I could see, man. I truly have no idea what it says. All right. And I just want to work on the bottom lash line a little bit. I did tap off the brush because I don't want to get powder up in my eye. Oh, that's a pretty color. Wow, this palette is like so perfect for everyday, easy, cooler tone neutral looks, like cool tone side of neutral. A little bit more mauve or mauve, however you want to say it. Okay, I'm going to take that same satin that I was just using with the same brush, and I'm going to kind of just smoke out my edges a little bit here along this back side. I'm going to leave the front clear just because I don't know what I'm doing yet with there, right there. Maybe I'll take this color all the way across eventually, but right now I just want to leave it right here and see how the look starts to kind of build and see what else I might want to do. Okay. Honestly though, I don't think that this palette would show up very well on me once I get like my summer tan going. So I'll be really curious to try it once I'm darker and see if the palette can work for a darker skin tone, because I kind of feel like it might be a little bit too light for that. But we'll have to see when that time comes. Okay, this really is a nice look. This is kind of like one of my go-to standard looks, like with any color at all, any color pairing. But I'm going to go ahead and just smoke out the outer edge a little bit because I want to see. I'm going to take this second to the darkest one. Okay, and I'm just going to take this here on the outer edge, and let's just try to smoke out that corner and see what happens. See if these colors get muddied together or what. It's actually kind of pretty. It gives it like a smoky gray haze. Wow, that rain is coming down so hard. Oh, so pretty. Wow. That just kind of like blended really nicely and gave it a little bit like of a soft gray smoky effect. Okay, I really like this palette. No surprise there. I usually like my Urban Decay palettes. Okay, I'm gonna go with this really pretty shimmer here in the middle. It's kind of like, let me start off with, yeah, we're gonna start off with this darker one. And I'm using a MAC shader here. I wish I had more of these. This is so nice. Like, I actually prefer, wait, is this one my favorite or the orange version of it? I can't remember. The orange version of it is. This one is a runner-up, but that's okay still. Okay, I'm gonna just put this here in the middle because I wanna put the lighter pink over towards the inner eye. Okay. I mean, that shimmer there, it's not really a shimmer, is it? Yeah, that shimmer leaves much to be desired, to say the very least. Okay, the shimmers, here's that same shimmer now on my finger. I don't know if you can see it there. Let's just see if it builds up. Oh, it does look a little bit better with the finger. I don't know if you're going to be able to tell on camera, but I can see it a little bit better in person. But none of these shimmers are probably going to be like super impactful. So this is great for like an everyday soft muted look where you don't want an overpowering. I still have a lot on my finger left. Where you don't want an overpowering look. This is not going to be the kind of palette that you turn to for a real Padal kind of a look. That's just my thought. This baby pink shimmer. It's like a satin. None of these are shimmers, I guess. Well, the one I just tried to use looks closest thing to a shimmer, but really they're all satin. Very satiny. So don't expect a lot of like sparkle or anything from here. I think that's why they're called naked, is because the satin effect really softens out the look. And then, where's that? And then, like if you want something, like if you want a shimmery effect more than what this kind of a palette will do for you, that's why they offer the moon dust, either the singles, or if you were lucky enough to catch one or two of the, if you were lucky enough to catch one or two of the moon dust palettes, it would go really nicely with that too. So yeah, I might be adding a little bit of a like space cowboy moment to this look because I feel like this shimmer just ain't gonna do it for me. This would have been more than plenty for me back in the day when I wasn't really into shimmery looks yet, but for right now in my life, I do like more payoff in the sparkly department or the shimmer department. But there is a time and place for these beautiful satins, so that's okay. It's just, yeah, if you want more of a look, you know, more of like a Padal look, you would want to add a sparkle. So, okay, the last step that I'm going to do from this particular palette is, and I'm going to take this cream shade here. This one is a matte. Super powdery, of course. I'm going to take that right here and just highlight the brow a little bit. Can you see what that did? I feel like that gives me a little bit of like an eyebrow lift. That was hard to say. Super pretty. Oh, I just love the touch that that makes. Very 2006 or 2016, I mean. Okay, so that's nice. And then that's it for the eyeshadow look from this palette here. Oh, let me put the pen back. I mean, let me put the brush back inside. Okay. Really happy with this. This is a beautiful, staple, everyday neutral palette. I've got 2 different Moon Dust singles that I recently picked up. One of them I ordered from the Urban Decay website with the, was that right? Yeah. With the Moon Dust palette that I just showed you. And then the other one I just picked up at Ulta the other day. It was this one here. I picked up Space Cowboy. Yeah, I picked up Space Cowboy with the Moon Dust palette that I bought because I got the Galactic Cowgirl one that doesn't have Space Cowboy. And then I picked up this at Ulta a couple days ago, and it's called Cosmic, okay? And I picked that up as well as this one here from Colourpop because I thought it might be nice to just see. And where's the name of the shade? I think it might be in the back. Here's the one that I bought. Does that say Star? Oh, it says Ritz. The one that I bought is Ritz, and it's a little bit more of like a brownie shade, which kind of mimicked one of the shades in the other Moon Dust palette that I wasn't able to snag because it sold out on me before I realized that I wanted it. So yeah, I think with this cool tone one, I want to try Ritz. So let me open this one up. And we'll give it a go to see what kind of an enhancement it does for the look. Ooh, okay, that's really pretty. I know that I should probably use my finger. But I'm going to use a Sigma E54. And maybe I should use some glitter glue. Because I want this to last all day, I am going to use glitter glue. I did try the formula yesterday. No, I don't want to use any glitter glue because I just want to see how it works on its own. And quite frankly, it's easier to spread the shadows without glitter glue. First touch, guys. I've never used one of these. I know I'm like so late to the party, but if you're familiar with my channel, you might already know that I'm not that long into shimmers. Like I've only been wearing shimmers. I started in like 2020. Okay, so that does amp up the sparkle a whole lot without giving a lot of a base color underneath. So really, I think that these moon shadows are better for like the no makeup lid. It does give a lot of shine, but it doesn't have a lot of impact as far as like color. It is pretty though. Let me see if you can catch some of the sparkle in the light. I don't know. Anyways, all right. So that is the eye look of the day. Let me put on some eyeliner and mascara. I'm going to use the Macrotech eye crayon from Natasha Denona. This is the burgundy shade. If I do that though, it's probably going to get glitter in my eye, so I'm not going to do it on the top because I don't want to start manipulating my lid and getting fallout into the eye. I feel like this color is a nice addition to this eye look just to kind of ground the lashes in the bottom. I don't really recommend these in the waterline though because they fade really badly. Like they fade quick. So if you're wanting a water liner, I recommend the About Face Shadow Sticks. I'm going to use this like gray sparkly taupe one, just so that it kind of sticks with the color of the eye look and it doesn't overpower it by being too dark by using a black. That was my dog. Okay, so that's what the gray looks like in the waterline. Let me see if I can show you the name of this one. Here's the name of it. Okay, and it is from About Face. All right, next, well, we could either do a black or a brown liner. Which am I feeling today? I feel like black makes the eye look more va-va-voom and brown is more everyday. So since I'm going for an everyday look, no, let's do some intense lashes. I'm going to do the black on the top and the brown on the bottom. That's what I'll do. Let's see how that looks. I did recently post my brown versus black showdown, so if you want to check that out, I'll link that up here in the eye and down below in the description box. Check that out when this video is over. It's pretty interesting to see the side by side, or if you're just curious to see how this new brown Lash Princess mascara looks and works like or whatever, I demo it in that video, so check that out. I was super excited to see this brown one come out in the Essence Lash Princess line because that is my favorite drugstore mascara for sure. The aqua bottle, this one right here, and now this is a runner-up for sure. I really like it. Really like it. I'm so glad that it is just like the black one. It is just brown. And I know you might be thinking, well, duh, why wouldn't it be? But sometimes different colors in a formula just makes things react differently. I don't know. I don't know the chemistry behind it all, but it's science. That much I know. I did not curl my lashes today, so this is just what my lashes look like with the Lash Princess when they're not curled. In the demo, I showed it curled. And of course, one side of my lashes, like one eye is better than the other. Let me just get this done real quick. I'm struggling. I can't talk and do my mascara at the same time. I mean, I can, but it just, my mascara isn't going to come out as good if that's what I do. I'm not completely focused on the work at hand. Okay. Like seriously, this is like an under $7 mascara, and look at that. I love it. Okay. Just trying to separate out a couple of the spots. There we go. Super pretty. Now let's use the brown one on the lower lashes. See what that looks like. And I'm only going to put on a really thin layer. Okay. Here is the finished look with the Naked 3 palette by Urban Decay. Let me know what you think. Yeah, topped off with the Moon Dust. So yeah, I feel like the shade Ritz didn't really do a whole lot for the look other than amplify the sparkle itself. It didn't take away from the existing colors that were already there. So I feel like that's a bonus. Really pretty. I really like it. Really like it. All right. And so now, just because I'm curious, let's just see what adding the Colourpop on top does. Maybe this one will be more like visible or more intense. Super pretty. Here we go. First use. Ooh. Look at that beautiful sparkle. Okay. This is literally going to be my, it's going to be the first time I've actually tried to use one of these. I had purchased one in the past, but I never used it, and then I gave it to my mom. I'm going to use this Morphe flat shader. This is available at Ulta Beauty, the like new professional V series or whatever. Okay, I'm going to use this. Oh, no wonder people hit pan in these right away, because all they do is squish down. Man, they're some cheating panners, if you ask me. That's just my opinion. I'm not like calling anyone out or whatever. I'm just saying I call that cheating. I don't really call that hitting pan when you just smush down into the middle. It's literally just for show. I don't know. I'm more genuine about everything that I do. That's just me though. Okay, so I think this is just like the Space Cowboy. Like, you literally, actually it does have a lot more intense payoff, but it doesn't have a lot of background color either. However, I do feel like the level of sparkle has been amped up. So is there, don't throw it. Is there any difference in these two? Do you need to go and spend the high dollar for the Moon Dust shades? No, literally the Colourpop Supershocks are the exact same thing. So, yeah, I probably wouldn't travel, me personally. I wouldn't travel with one of these because I'd be afraid that it might crack or something. But I would travel with this because it was really cheap and easy to replace. And I feel like this is very travel friendly, especially because it's super, super creamy. But yeah, the Super Shocks are a total dupe for the Moon Dust, in my opinion. That's going to do it for today's eye look with the Naked 3 Urban Decay palette and a couple of other sparkly enhancers. Now I want to know, what are your thoughts on the Urban Decay Naked 3? I know this is such old news, but like, I'm interested. So share with me your thoughts. Do you think this is like outdated and they should just like put it to bed? Or are you happy that they still make this palette? This is like literally one of the few naked palettes still available on the Urban Decay site. I'm glad they haven't gotten rid of it because this is a really beautiful palette, and I could see myself wanting a fresh one of this in the future just because the shades are like the mattes especially, and the satins blend nicely with them. They're so beautiful, and you can very easily enhance, you know, if you want to add like a really put out shimmer, or just like adding a little bit of a Super Shock or a Moon Dust topper. So yeah, I'm really glad that I finally gave this palette a go. Honestly, if it hadn't been for the Moon Dust palette that I tried yesterday, I don't think I would have been wanting to play with this palette today, because I have looked at this palette and thought to myself for 2.5 years now, pull the palette out, you bought it, girl, check it out. But I just hadn't been motivated to use it, and I almost decluttered it. But then I pulled it back out, and I'm so glad that I did because I'm happy to have it in my collection. And this would probably be a palette that I travel with so that I can get, well, not travel because it's large, but like I wouldn't be afraid to travel with it because this is really sturdy packaging. The shadows in there themselves are pressed pretty hard, so you don't have to worry about them breaking or anything like that. They're not delicate like ABH. So yeah, I really like this palette. I hope you do too, but I would like to hear your true thoughts on it. So share that with me down below. And yeah, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this way late to the party review and adding my opinions on the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. So yeah, if you did enjoy hanging out with me today, I would appreciate it if you click the thumbs up. It really does help my small channel out so much. And make sure you're subscribed to my channel if you would like to see additional content from me in the future. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.